Here's a great welder, the Hobart Stickmate LX AC DC model. It's a great welder. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the leads are fixed, and I seen some other welders that had the interconnects or the quick connects, and I wanted to incorporate that into this machine. I've already installed the top one. I did it this way because there's a problem that we'll see later on and how to correct it. But I got both the parts from a company called Arc Zone in California. My local welding supply did not have the panel mount connection, and that's what I wanted. So I got them from there. It cost, a little bit of money, but I think it's worth it. So I'm going to show you how to do it on the bottom one. The procedure is exactly the same for the top and the bottom. And as you can see, it screws in perfectly. It's a real nice tight fit. And the first thing that we have to do is to get the top off. So we're going to go ahead and dismantle everything here. It's actually very simple to take off because there's 4 screws on each side. I used a nut driver. And on each side, there's only one each. There's a little bit bigger nut that you need to use a bigger driver for. But it's very simple. Comes right off. And there you have it. It's you'll notice there's a lot of room to work on the inside. Alright, here you can see the basic connection setup. This wire is already here. This is the one that we're going to work on right now, which is the work or the ground lead. This is the stinger lead. It's already connected. I didn't disconnect it here, but I cut enough off. I got a lug from Home Depot, which I'll get you a better shot of this, from Home Depot. It's a terminal lug. It's pretty heavy duty. It works perfect for this application. It fits the thicker wire. And then I'm going to put another one on the bottom. But first, we have to get rid of the bottom wire and how it's connected. It's very simple. You just twist it, comes right out. You snip off one little plastic part. I guess now would be a good time to discuss one of the ways that we had to fix this because of a problem. If you notice, the hole that's there on the wire is the perfect size for the panel mount connector main lug to go through, and you'll see that here. It fits perfectly. The problem is that the nut and the washer, as you can see there on the table that goes on it, is also metal, and the front is metal. So I found that when I connected that, even though it was a perfect setup, I wish it would have worked, but it seemed to ground out the connection, and the welder just would not get an arc. It wouldn't work at all. It would turn on, but it made a loud buzz, and you'll see that in a moment. But here, the connections to connect to the actual ground lead itself is very simple. There's one screw that holds the boot on, and then there's a Allen nut, main nut. Once you strip the wire, as you can see here, you just put the lug back on, tighten down the main Allen key set screw, and it's fixed in position. It's very tight. And then you're going to put the boot back over, and then you install that one screw, and the lead is ready to be plugged into the machine. And of course, the exact same procedure goes for the stinger lead. So now coming up, we're going to see exactly what happened when that connection got grounded. The welder does make a buzzing noise, but this one is very loud, and it's not normal. So after thinking about it for a little bit, I figured out that the lug was touching the front panel, which is metal, and it was grounding out. And for some reason, it was causing the welder not to strike an arc at all. So the panel mount connection has a nice plastic piece that surrounds it, and I just needed to drill out a hole. So I went to Harbor Freight and got a step drill, drilled out the exact size, cut the little tab. And as you can see, there's a plastic piece that surrounds the lug underneath that cover piece, and it works very well. Now I'm able to put the washer and the nut back on, and it isolates the lug from the front panel. So once I put that on, seems to work very well. The little screw there is actually a 27 millimeter. If you buy this size, it comes in a large and a small. I got the large one with a 350 amp male end. And now all that's left is to just connect the wires to the terminal lug and then screw the supplied 3/8 inch bolt into the actual panel mount connector. Once the wires are positioned and tightened down, it makes for a very solid and unmovable connection. Well, there's no loud buzzing noise other than the normal sound that it makes. The fan is real quiet, so it looks like it worked. Now all that's left is to just clean the machine, get all the metal shavings that were produced from the drilling out of the hole. You don't want any of that stuff in there, blow air out through it. And incidentally, that's part of the maintenance of this machine anyway, is to routinely open it up and take an air hose to it and just blow out whatever dust and debris that gets sucked in there. As you can see, it's got some pretty big vent holes in it. And that's basically it. The connections are in and the leads are complete. Okay, now that we're buttoned up, we're going to turn it on again and see how quiet it is. Not too bad. Let's run some welds. Well, that's it. A simple upgrade, the Hobart Stickmate with now panel mount quick disconnects. It works very good. It's a solid connection and it's isolated now from the front panel. Once I drilled the holes, it welds just as smooth as it did before. Good solid connections. It works great. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.